How's it, everybody? Welcome back to the Rocky Fern. My name is Luca and I have OI Type 4. And in today's very exciting episode, we have another big unboxing. So let's get into it. Okay, so the first box that we're going to be doing is a cactus and succulent unboxing from Beleafandgrow out of California. I've got some pretty cool plants in that box, and so let's get that one first. You can see the box right here. Kind of a different setup, but I think this is much better. So let's get into the thick of it. I've ordered from Beleafandgrow before. They always have great stuff. And this particular shipment, I'm starting to round out my succulent collection. There's just a very few plants that I want left to finish the collection. It is a very big collection, mind you, but some of these plants are the ones that are going to help finish off the collection. So let's see what we have. All right. Of course, with any cactus unboxing, you have to be a little bit careful, although there's not too much in this collection that has super sharp spines. So, all right. And they, inside the box from them, they always have this pamphlet. This is actually one of the nicest ones I've gotten. But it basically says, congratulations on your new plant, successful unpacking and care tips, which I think is always a pretty cool touch. And let's see, there's a business card, I believe. Yeah, so it just says, thank you for your purchase and supporting of a small business, which is kind of the goal, I would imagine, for any of us. And the invoice. So let's get into that. We are going to start with small, medium, and large. Get this in frame here. Okay, so let's start with the small one. And see how these plants look. I'm excited. All right. All right. Okay, and then that's wrapped in this. Oh, this is so cool. Oh, this is such a cool growth form of this plant. So, this is, I just want to make sure, yeah, this is a Gymnocalycium. It's Mihanovicii, but it's a import, and it's a very cool growth pattern. It is the Mutant Transformer. Ah, that is so cool. What a weird looking gymno. Look at that. What the heck? Isn't that crazy? Wow. Cool. First one. All right, let's go with this guy here. Anybody else have the Transformer Gymno? If you do, let me know your experience with it. I love my Gymnocalycium, but this is such a weird one. So you got to have some of your crazies in your collection. Your little conversation pieces. Okay, now this guy, ooh, this is a Euphorbia. This is a Euphorbia that I've been wanting for a long time. So this is Euphorbia, I believe it's Polygona, the snowflake. So let me get up in there real quick. If it will focus, it is. Such a cool, that farina on there is beautiful. Let's see, will it focus? Maybe not. Anyway, beautiful little plant. And it's got black spines on it. It's kind of like the Euphorbia version of a Copiapoa cinerea. And then this guy I've been eyeing for a while. It is a grafted plant, and I know some of the people out there don't like grafting cactus, or the look of a grafted cactus, but I don't mind it. And if you think about it, I mean, for me, every plant is beautiful. It has some characteristics about it that make it beautiful. And maybe I don't, that, you know, not a lot of people share that opinion with me. Some people hate certain plants, I'm not sure. I would never hate a certain plant. But even grafted plants, my ultimate point being, they're beautiful. So, and then this guy is no less beautiful, even though I haven't seen it yet. All right. And Beleafandgrow, man, they have some great plants. It's an Etsy shop. And I've always been happy. Oh, it's so cool. It's so dainty. It's so cute. That's right. Look at that thing. Let's see if I get my head behind it. So this is a Brachypheldia, I believe it's pronounced. Blasifeldia liliputan, and I believe it is the smallest species of cactus in the world, and it's grafted. Hence the reason it has all these heads on there. But wow. And it looks like it's grafted onto dragon fruit, which will have to be degrafted here in a little bit. And I might try to just get it on its own roots. But that is such a freaking cool cactus. I love this. It's so small and dainty. Anyway, that's our cactus and succulent haul. So very cool. Okay, so maybe you should sit down for this next one, because this is a big one. So for the 4th of July holiday, Independence Day, Botanica AZ, or Botanicas, had a sale where you got a mystery box, and depending on the price point, you know, they just send you some of these cuttings. So, and they had an incredible sale. So I get the $1,000 mystery box, but I only paid $250. So that's, I mean, $750 in savings. Now, of course, you know, you can say that they marketed, and maybe I'm not going to get my value in plants. We'll see. But I really like Botanicas. I think they have some great stuff. My next begonia that I really want to get, besides the Sarawak, is a Darth Vaderiana. Maybe that's in there. And they also had some variegated micans that I was looking at. So who knows what we're going to get, but let's do it. Let me hear you clean up, and I'll be right back. Okay, so the size of the box is going to be indicative of how many plants, or the size of plants that we're getting. I'm assuming we're going to have to put these in a prop box. I'm not sure. I do have prop boxes on standby just in case we do. But I'm getting so excited that I can't speak. So anyway, $1,000 mystery box. Let's see what's inside. You know what? So anyway, okay, let's do this. And they just shipped out like 2 days ago. Now, of course, they're in Washington, I believe, Tacoma, Washington. And so it is a pretty quick jump over the ocean to us over here. But still, I like that they shipped out so quickly. Yeah, golly, okay. I'm really excited. I don't know what we're gonna get. So let's just see. Maybe I'll put this on the floor and we'll pull out of it as we go, okay? Okay, so first things first is just my invoice, and then there's a Washington State Department of Ag stamp, and then they have in here kind of a guide to caring for the new plants they sent. Very cool. Okay, so inside the box we have some tissue paper and some biodegradable shipping peanuts, just so we're aware, which will go straight into the compost. How funny would it be if it was one plant? I don't know how funny that is, but all right. Okay, so it doesn't look like there's too many plants in here. Okay, so the first one is labeled Florida Beauty, which I already have, but let's see the quality of this guy. Now, they didn't ask you know, what kind of plants I would be interested in. It wasn't an option, so can't really blame them. And of course, they're going to just blind pick, or dealer's choice, if you will. I don't want to cut deep, so I'm trying to be so ginger. All right. Of course, Florida Beauties are pretty awesome. And they're still pretty high in demand right now, which I like. And the other cool part about Florida Beauties is the variegation they possess, they can't revert, which is pretty sweet. Last time I had my package from Botanicaz, they packaged it just as beautifully as they did this. Everything was really well packaged, really well taken care of, obviously packed with experience and love and dedication. So if you guys haven't ordered from Botanicaz before, do it. I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. Okay, so first one, actually the first package had this wrapping paper that also had some fluff in it. And then, oh man, this does have some nice color already. Holy cow. I will say this is bigger than the current Florida Beauty that I have now. The one I did get had a hard time in transit. It came all the way from New York though. So I lost most of the leaves on that one, but it's making a pretty big recovery already. So here we go, some more. Ooh, oh man, check this out. Yeah, look at that leaf right there. I'm gonna try to get it up there. It's got kind of a minty green. Very cool. Yeah, overall, pretty good looking plant. Unlike most variegated philodendrons, when you see not a lot of variegation, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a lower variegated Florida Beauty, which I guess is a good thing. I've had in the past some low variegated Florida Beauties, and they have started shooting off, I mean, pretty wicked variegation. So that's the good news. And then let's see, they have it typical for shipping to Hawaii. A lot of experienced sellers will ship either bare root, like the cactus came in bare root, or they'll ship in a soilless kind of medium. So in this case, it's sphagnum moss and perlite, just because the Hawaii Department of Ag is pretty serious about shipping with soil. It does look like there's either there's peat moss in the mix or there's a plug. But okay, so there's the first one, a pretty nice Florida Beauty. I have to get that guy on a pole. All right, let's see what else we have in this box. It looks like there's at least 2 more packages, which is kind of exciting. All right, let's see what this next one is. Do I want to look or do I want to open it? You know what, maybe I want to see the writing. So I don't know if you guys want to see the writing either, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. I'm going to lay it down like that. It might not be labeled here at all. I don't know, but just for the surprise factor for myself, I'm going to get eyes on it first before I figure out what it is. Because why not? It's exciting. Well, it looks like a monstera by first glimpse. It could also be, oh, there's a lot of variegation in this. Oh, you know what? I think it's a variegated Adansoniac. And this one doesn't have a label on there. Oh, it does have here in the pop. So yeah, it is a variegated Adansoni, which I also have, but you never can have too much, in my opinion. These guys also have, I mean, their price has fallen, but you know, they can still sell for a pretty buck, I would think. So same thing with this. This looks like it's a perlite and peat and sphagnum moss mix, kept in a clear square pot. It's super muggy right now, so are we close to $1,000? Not right here. No, we're not. So there's got to be more in there. I know for sure there's one more package in there. But let's see what else we have. It is a pretty nice Adansonii. My other one's about 4 times as big as this, and it has pretty decent coloring. And now I think these can revert, and so that would suck. That would suck if it did, but so far mine hasn't, and I don't think this one will. The stem, the petiole, they're all pretty variegated. But there's that. So not bad. Variegated Adansonii. Something a little bit. What do they say? They say it's a little bit common, I guess is the word I was thinking. But all right, let's see what else we have. Can't imagine just 3 plants in a big double box like this. Okay, cool. This isn't labeled. It's a smaller one, which I'm kind of excited for. I'm hoping for some really cool begonias. Speaking of begonias, sorry, that's a knife pointing at you. Speaking of begonias, I just saw someone who listed a hybrid of a Amphioxus and a Darth Vaderiana, and that's a dream begonia. Right? It just made top of the list for me. That thing is amazing. I will try to find the website and list it right here, because seriously, holy cow, it's awesome. I mean, dark fuchsia, I can't even describe it. It's so cool. If I post a picture here, you agree. It's gonna freaking be added to your top list, no doubt. Okay, so let's see. Oh, it is a begonia. I don't know what kind of begonia yet, but it is a begonia, so you can tell I'm getting excited. If anybody knows me, I'm a horrible poker. I have a horrible poker face, so yeah, if you know I'm excited and you know I'm excited, and that's that. Okay, let's take care of this here. But seriously, that begonia hybrid. Okay, this will definitely be going to a prop box. I have a label on here, and I maybe not be as well versed in begonias as I would like to be. It's labeled B10, and I'll have to look that up here. But oh, hello! I am a big begonia fan. Again, anyone who's watched my videos know that any genus I'm currently looking at is my favorite. So right now, begonias are my favorite. Hoya is definitely top 10. Alocasia top 10. I mean, I can't narrow it down. Scindapsus, my cacti, succulents, euphorbia. Come on, it's too hard of a job to say that's my favorite. My boys ask me all the time, what's my favorite? And my answer is whatever I'm currently looking at. Okay, so this is B10, and I don't know the price point on that. I will add all the pricing of each plant from Botanica's website underneath each plant, and then we'll get kind of a grand total. You know, the idea would be that it's a mystery box worth $1,000, heavily discounted. So would you fault them for not giving you $1,000 because it's so heavily discounted, or would you expect $1,000 or more on this kind of buying experience? I don't know. I mean, I don't want to be too greedy here, but I would tend to think that if I was Botanica sending out a package like that, I would be inclined to give the person a little bit more than $1,000. Of course, I'm saying that as the buyer and maybe not necessarily as the seller. But anyway, that is a very pretty begonia. I don't have a begonia that necessarily looks like this. It does look like a cane begonia, an angel-leafed begonia, much like the maculata, maybe even Barbarossa. It's hard to say. But so far, very cool. Okay, so that's 3. I don't know the price necessarily of the B10 begonia, but I don't think we're at 1,000 yet. So let's keep going. There's I feel one package right here. Very cool. All right. Let's see here. All right. Oh, it looks like another begonia. Now, to be fair, Botanicaz is kind of known for begonias. And so, at least in my mind, when I think of Botanicaz, I definitely think of begonias. Darth Variana, Sarawak. So, you know, kind of the higher end terrarium needing begonias. Ones that have really nice, pretty leaves. Let's see here. Kind of exciting. I don't do mystery boxes too much because, like in this case, I already have an Adansonii and a Florida Beauty, and so I don't necessarily want to continue to get duplicates, but this is still pretty exciting. All right, so keep going here. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Here, I'm just going to show it to you right away. Very pretty. Oh, man, yeah, I like it. Look at that. So, I'm not sure. This is labeled B56. And so, again, I will list the price, if they have it listed on their website, of the B56, Begonia 56. Now, again, I don't know if B56 is necessarily what the name of the plant is, or just necessarily a way of pulling the correct plant. You know, if they have like in the coral world, we have WYSIWYG. Yeah, what you see is what you get categories. And so I don't know if it's a WYSIWYG number. You know, if you see B56 listed, you're going to get B56. I hope I'm making sense. Okay, so, you know, top notch on the packing job. Everything is very secure. They look great. They are not damaged in the least. I don't think I can see any sort of damage from shipping on these plants. So, doing a very good job. All right, let me show you. Oh, that is so cool. It has a metallic sheen to it, which I think is so pretty. Okay, let me just show you side by side on the begonias. That's cool. I do have quite a few begonias. I do like them quite a bit. And they do really well here in my ambient humidity, which is about 50 to 70%. Today it's really muggy. It's probably more like 80%. Even though it's super windy, at least here in the house, it's pretty muggy. Actually, what does it say? It says it's 52%, but it feels very muggy. Let's go with that. Okay, quick status update. 4 plants. I don't think we are at $1,000 yet. But let's see what else there may be. Now again, I didn't pay $1,000, so would I be upset if this was it? A little bit, actually. Just because $250 is still quite a bit of money. I don't know the pricing of the begonias, and I might sound like I am kind of greedy, but you know, just giving it to you straight and honest. But there's more plants. That's good to know. We are definitely getting closer to the $250 mark. So, okay, let's see what we have here. I'm going to move this begonia because I'm pretty clumsy. And I try not to be, obviously. And yeah. All right. Let's just cut this like that, and then one more time. I think it's another begonia, which is so cool. Honestly, begonias, man, you can't. I personally don't think you can have too many begonias. Maybe you agree. Actually, tell me what you think in the comments. Are begonias like on your radar? Do you have them in your own personal collections? Is it something that you like to have? I know some people get bit by different bugs, different plant bugs. I tend to get bit by all of them, but I do like begonias quite a bit. Peperomias are probably, you know, I like them a lot, but they are probably ones that I don't like as much as a begonia. Definitely not as much as alocasia. But I know like Summer Rain, that's her favorite genus. I know a couple other YouTubers, they have come out and said that peperomias are their favorites. And there's a lot to like about peperomias. Ah, this is cool. Okay, so this is labeled B15 Rose Gold, and it is so cool. Look at these big floppy leaves. This is kind of cool. Oh man. Oh, that's so cool. Rose Gold, they nailed it with that name. That is, look at the back of the leaves. So I don't know much about this, but it does look like a very big leafed begonia, at least potentially so. Ah, that is so pretty. All right, so let me hurry and undo this. Doing my plant collection video where I show you a tour of all the plants in the collection, got me thinking like, why the heck would somebody own this many plants? You know, and everyone has their own journey. I think my own personal reason is it connects you with my family. My boys and I love this. It connects you with your, you know, science, botany, ecology, definitely environmental sciences. You work with your hands, you get your hands dirty, which I think is super important. I've lost plants, which is, you know, has its own journey, but that is so cool. It has these really pink veins. That is just beautiful. So 3 begonias so far, 2 philodendrons. Are we close to 250? Yes. I don't think we've surpassed 250, but we're definitely close. I don't think we've hit half of 1,000 yet. Let's keep going. Okay, so that is the bottom of the barrel, as it were. We've got 3 beautiful, beautiful begonias. I mean, really beautiful begonias. I think these are beautiful. And the thing with begonias is I don't know if I would necessarily buy them for myself. And then we have the 2 philodendrons, a pretty nice sized Florida Beauty, which is showing some really nice variegation, and a variegated Adansoni, which is beautiful. I'm gonna go do some quick research and just kind of get an idea of where we are and see how close we got to $1,000 bucks. Okay, so I heard and did some quick research, and there's good news. The grand total is 1,065. Now, what I did is I went on to Botanica's site, their Etsy shop, and I looked at each of the plants, and the B number does correspond to a certain type of begonia. And there's a lot of exciting news in this. So if you were to go onto their Etsy shop and just like for the B10, for example, just type in 10, all their B10 begonias will pop up. So it's kind of a slick way of how they do it. I tend to think that a lot of shops are kind of overpriced on certain items versus what you can typically find a plant. So the Florida Beauty, for example, while yes, this is a very big cutting, if you do shop around, you can find a cheaper price. However, the quality on this, you know, does speak for itself. Botanicas does send out very high-end, high-quality plants. So if you wanted to pay the premium and be assured that you're going to get a nice quality plant, that's where I think Botanicas fits really, really well. So this was priced at $555 on the website. So $555 for a plant similar to this. While this was bigger than some of the $555s that they had for sale, the variegation is pretty low. So they had higher variegated ones that were smaller for more money. So I kind of went in between both worlds there. And some of the plants they had for retail upwards of $1,500. So I don't think this is a $1,500 plant, but I could see it being a $500 plant on Botanicas. Now, like I said, it is a very high quality plant. I am positive that the variegation is gonna shoot back, but we'll do a follow-up and see. I have not been disappointed with Botanicas in the past, and I'm not disappointed now, but it's kind of a good way to make sure that if you were to purchase a mystery box, that you're getting kind of what you paid for. So while yes, I did order a $1,000 mystery box, I only paid $250 for it. So to me, it's a big steal. We'll move to the Adansonii. Again, they had larger Adansonii with less variegation, smaller Adansonii with a lot more variegation. I think this has pretty decent variegation. So with that in mind, the Adansonii retails on Botanicas for $275 for a plant that I would say is this size. Would I pay $275 for this outright? No, mainly because I already have an Adansonii, and you can find plants of similar quality for cheaper price. However, like I said, if you want to buy the assurance that you're getting a high quality plant that's going to be shipped to you in top notch, super high quality plant, you know, then you're going to pay that premium at Botanicas, but you're getting that assurance. So, you know, I'm not trying to cast shade at all toward Botanicas. They definitely have a place in the industry for sure. They have amazing quality plants, and I'm happy to have these plants. So thank you, Botanicas. But yeah, so $275 is what they have this listed on their website. And now we're going to kind of work our way from this side to this side. So the rose gold, which is a freaking cool begonia, it is an in-house hybrid. The rose gold, also listed as B15, is $75. And it was kind of hard because it varied from $55 all the way up to $115 based on the size, and this was bigger than the $55, on par with the $75. Some of the $75 listings were bigger than this, but this was definitely bigger than the $55 one. So rose gold, $275. I mean, sorry, $75 for that, and I may actually end up, if I didn't have this plant and I was in a hankering for some begonias, I might actually end up paying $75 for that. That's a beautiful begonia. And begonias are super, super easy to propagate. They leaf propagate amazingly well in any medium you could think of. Water, perlite, stratum, pond. So awesome, awesome plant. And sphagnum moss as well. Okay, so now this guy is the B56. It's kind of interesting because this is an in-house hybrid, and they have announced that parentage of this particular hybrid will be announced here shortly. So I don't know what the parentage is. There is a little caveat that said it does show traits from both parents, which is kind of interesting. So it does have, you know, like most begonias, a nice red underleaf, a greenish top. I did see a mature listing, or a listing of a mature plant, and it is dark purple green, and then a really nice kind of neon rim to the leaf. So it did say it was non-typical, that listing, so I'm not sure if that meant color or what the case may be, but if this turns out to be anywhere near that kind of color, oh, I'm in for a huge, huge surprise. And I would definitely buy this one. This is known as, like I said, B56, and it's priced at $95. I would probably do it. That's a beautiful plant. So there's that guy. And then, this is kind of the one I'm most excited about, and you can kind of see it in there. This is a hybrid that they are calling Tanzanite Ripple. And it is a hybrid between Malocosticta and Darth Vaderiana. So I have a Darth Vaderiana hybrid in the collection now, and it is so pretty. I didn't see any mature listings of this plant, so I'm not sure what to expect. But I'm going to put all three of the begonias into a prop box because, let's be honest, they just fare much better in a prop box with the higher humidity. The funny part is, even though this is a Darth Vaderiana hybrid, and it will have that hybrid vigor, and if you're not sure what hybrid vigor is, it's kind of cool. The offspring, the hybrid offspring of two different plants, it's always going to be more vigorous in growth than either of the parents. So yes, Darth Vaderiana is a high demanding plant from what I can tell. Its offspring, when it's hybridized, shouldn't be an issue at all. So I'm really hoping, I have high hopes for this guy. But what I was trying to say is, even though it's a Darth Vaderiana hybrid, the price point on this isn't bad at all, in my opinion, for a Darth Vaderiana hybrid. It's $65 on Botanicaz. So it is the cheapest plant in the entire package, but it's the one I'm kind of most excited about, which, you know, whatever. That's how it works out. Again, every plant, in my opinion, has beauty to it, has reason to have in your collection. I don't think you should ever throw away a plant, you know, but that's me. I know a lot of people kind of get overwhelmed, and by all means, if you are overwhelmed with your collection and it would just do you some mental goodness to just toss that plant, by all means, toss that plant. But right now, I feel like I have a pretty good hold on my collection, and I don't feel overwhelmed. I love working with them. I check on them every day. I'm that weird dude that's just out there with his hands behind his back checking out my plants. So anyway, would I recommend the mystery box from Botanicaz? Short answer is yes, I absolutely would. Are you able to get your money's worth? Yes. Actually, they went a little bit above and beyond and gave me, like I said, $1,065 worth of plants in a $1,000 mystery box that I only paid $250 for. With shipping, it was like $270. So you can't, I don't think you could beat that kind of deal. That's an amazing deal. None of the begonias I would ever actually, I didn't have plans to buy begonias to add to my collection, and I'm super happy that I have them, especially the Darth Vaderiana hybrid. I really like the Darth Vaderiana. The Begonia Sarawak is also on my wish list, along with some other ones. But yeah, definitely check them out. Botanicaz, when they have their flash sale, you know, their holiday sales, and they have another mystery box, I would recommend it. I think the sale is currently going on, but by the time this video posts, it may have ended already. So yeah, tell me what you think. Tell me what your favorite plant was in the collection. I'm excited to get the opinion on my boys and see which one's their favorite. As always, if you like what you see, it helps out a ton if you smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, because we got a lot of cool stuff coming, and we'll see you guys on the next adventure.